Hi everyone, my name is Tarlock and I'm here to talk to you about the black dog. Now this isn't some friendly pet, some cute little thing that'll grab your paper and your slippers at night when you just want to chill out. This is the black dog is a word or another word for depression. You know, my black dog first visited me when I was 13 years old. Obviously going through a lot when I was a kid. I lived with very destructive, very abusive parent who wasn't equipped to parent, and I first encountered it then when I attempted suicide. Sort of had a few, you know, bumps and scrapes in my life, since then, but recently I've been quite good. I've been quite well. I'm a pretty upbeat person. I go to church. I have loads of friends, really good relationships with them, and I have a good job. But all of a sudden, last August, I was at a friend's wedding and I completely broke. Everything just dropped in a matter of a second. And I ended up being off work for the good part of 6 months. I was afraid to leave the house. I was afraid to look in the mirror. I would have panic attacks walking around Asda and Tesco's. I couldn't look at people. I was paranoid. I was afraid that something bad was going to happen, and I wanted to die. It was so dark. I can't really explain it more than that. It's just the most horrible thing. Now, depression is probably one of the most darkest things I've ever experienced, and it can hit you just right at the back of your head, just out of nowhere. And it's like being hit by a ton of bricks, hit by a car, however you want to describe it. It's just the most horrible thing I've ever experienced. And I remember thinking, this is never going to end. This is never going to go away. I'm never going to survive this. And that's how I felt at the beginning. But then I knew after a while that I had to do things that were normal. I had to force myself to do things that were normal, like going to the gym, seeing my friends, going to church, going to my gospel community every week. Even though I was not even, my head wasn't even with it, I knew I had to keep going. But I didn't know why. I didn't know what was going to happen, how I was going to get through this, or if I was even going to get through this. And so many suicidal thoughts went through my head. I wanted to die. I really wanted to die. I started counselling. I was taking antidepressants, and then it got to the back end of last year where I started to feel a lot better, and I thought maybe I'll start going back to work. But I didn't want to rush things. But I am back at work, and I've been back at work for 2 months now. I'm doing well. I'm coming off my medication. I don't go to counselling anymore, and things are on the up, and I feel like my whole attitude has changed to life, to work, to everything. Like, there's so much more out there, and I just want to implore anyone that's going through depression, to keep going, to keep fighting. Even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you don't know where you're going, please don't give up. There are so many people around you that you don't even know love you so much and are rooting for you and are praying for you and want you to do well, but you have to want it for yourself. Now, people say that people who commit suicide or attempt suicide or self-harm, it's selfish. I mean, yeah, it is, but what people fail to understand is that it's all this stuff is going on internally. You just have no clue what this person's going through. So while you might think that why aren't they thinking about other people, why aren't they thinking about their friends and their family and those people that love them, well, to be honest, they don't, and I didn't, because that's all you think about is yourself, because that's all you can think about. Your capacity to go wider than your own problems is just not there. So I implore people who have friends that are going through this, family, loved ones, to give them time, give them room, give them space to come back. Don't pressure them. Encourage them, but don't pressure them. Love them, even if it's from a distance, but give them time and don't judge them. There's so much stigma to depression. There's so much stigma to it. It's just unreal. And people judge, people, point the finger, there's nothing wrong with him. And I know that's what people were saying about me behind my back. But they just don't know, because it's not, it's not like my arm dropped off. It's not like I had cancer or I needed surgery. On the outset, I probably looked like a really healthy person, but I was literally dying inside. So please do not judge those who are going through depression. It's very, very real, and it's not enough just to say snap out of it. You don't know what that person's been through. You don't know what they're going through. For me, like I said, it was my mum. I was bullied mercilessly for years, from the age of 5 right through to the age of 16. Nobody wanted to be my friend. I was a nice person. I've always been a nice person. I've been kind. I had a couple of friends, but people used to judge me because they were girls. But what does that matter? What does that not make? Does that make me any less of a man? No, it doesn't. But people wouldn't go near me at school. People would, I was hit, I was punched, I was spat at, I was sworn at, called all sorts of names. But do you know what the funny thing is? I wouldn't take back anything that I've gone through, because it's made me the person I am today. I will not bully people, I will not victimize people, I will not intentionally make people feel bad. I just won't do it. So to those bullies, to trolls, to the people who think it's just banter, just stop and think about what you're doing. Think about the effect that your insult, your banter is having on that person. Just think about somebody else other than yourself, please. Like I said, depression is sneaky, but there are people out there that can help. So, don't just, pop pills, get medication, speak to somebody, go counselling, write something in a journal, go to church, pray, do whatever you need to do to get better. Don't let this thing beat you. The black dog, it's one of those things, depression, you're always in recovery. It's similar to being an alcoholic, in the sense that you're in recovery. Obviously, I'm not the same as an alcoholic, my experiences aren't the same, but alcoholics are always in recovery, and I'll always be in recovery. But it's just about deciding what kind of life I want to have, and I don't want to be shackled by my problems. I don't want to be affected by my problems. I don't want to be. I want to be alive. I want to live. I want to have a good life. God put me on this earth for a reason. He gave me a purpose in life. Sometimes I don't know what that is, but I just know if I look to Him, then I'll realise what that is. God's brought me this far, and He won't leave me. I know I'm quoting a Mary Mary song here, but that's just it. I'm not cured. I'm not out of the woods yet. I just have to keep going. I just have to keep working. I have to keep praying, journaling, reading the Bible, writing, talking to people, spending time with people, being intentional, being sociable, doing things that I enjoy, not compromising myself. I just want to give you an example about how things have gone since I've gone back to work. My attitude is different. I'm no longer having that I can't do attitude, it's too difficult attitude. I'm not setting myself up to fail. I'm trying as hard as I can, and that's all I can do, and I'm setting myself up to succeed. Sometimes it doesn't work out, that's life, but I learn from what happens. I grow from what happens, and I just want to let you all know, the people that are going through this right now, there is a way out, there is an end in sight. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes you fall over, sometimes you stumble, but you know, there is an end in sight. Just keep going, fight tooth and nail, and use those around you. You know, this black dog, you know, it won't be walking in front of you, leading the way. It'll be gone, it'll be behind you, you know. Just carry on walking forwards, carry on going, and you will get there. And you know, I pray for anyone that's going through this. It's not pleasant, you know. It's horrible. It's dirty. It's nasty, but you know, I am going through it, and I'm coming out the other side, and I'm thriving. And thank God, thanks to my Lord Jesus Christ for bringing me this far. Thank you for my friends. It's just, I just feel like I'm experiencing new things, and that's so exciting. So best of luck to everyone going through this.